So we're sitting inside a Nissan Patrol 2020. The Patrol is the king of the desert due to the high-end features inside of it, from Nissan Intelligent Mobility features, power, elegance, luxury, and technology. So I started with Nissan about 3 years ago in 2017, and I was mandated with actually setting up the customer experience transformation division. So what I'm responsible for is cross-functionally every single touch point, be it physically or digitally, with existing or potential customers. That means our websites, our apps, our showrooms, the whole thing, any touch point that comes across with existing or potential customers. In addition to this, I'm responsible for the CRM function and the full leads management, from visits all the way to retail sales. I think the proof is in the pudding, we say, with what happened with COVID-19. COVID-19 hit hard every single industry out there. And I think the industries which really understand customer experience showed how empathetic they are towards existing and potential customers, and showed their potential in coming up with customer-centric solutions are the ones who will gain, not only in the short term, but even in the long term. So to answer your question in a short way, yes, customer experience is extremely important for the automotive industry, especially with all the technology that's taking place in that industry. Experience in the region, it's still at its infancy level. We've been hearing about customer experience for the last couple of years, but unfortunately, and this is due to my personal experiences, I believe organizations are still just talking rather than walking the talk. There is still a lot to happen on the customer experience front, so that organizations, and I'm talking here about all levels of organizations, from senior levels all the way down, start believing in it, start seeing the benefits of it, and start reaping really the benefits from a business perspective point of view. There are a lot of ROIs that can be derived from customer experience, but they need to be done in the right manner. Think that customer experience is only relevant to the new kids on the block, the new companies such as Apple, such as Netflix, Spotify, so on and so forth. But the thing is, customer experience is important for any organization, old or new. And actually, it's not about required; it's a must. And I will give you a perfect example of Rolex versus the new, smart watches that are appearing out there in the industries. I was watching an interview with the CEO of Rolex, and the CEO of Rolex came and gave a very interesting connotation or description between his company's watches and other companies' smartwatches. While other smartwatches are great and some of them are performing very well, they rely on the technology. So they only live with you as long as the technology is relevant. And the thing is, every once in a while, a new product comes out which intrigues you to go and buy it. So your experience happiness or your emotional happiness starts dropping. Whereas when you go and buy a Rolex stays with you forever. It never ages. And actually, the more it ages, the more its value grow in you. So while both of them are giving you the time, each one of them is delivering on an emotional experience much higher than the other. And that's really key. So how do you actually connect the customer experience with the emotional experience? This makes perfect sense. I'm handling Africa, Middle East, India, and Turkey region. And I can tell you 100% that with the products, with the services, with the solutions that we're offering to existing and potential customers, we've definitely created a kind of a gap between us and the other OEMs in the region. And that's based on a lot of mystery shopping that we've done in the marketplace in order to see how we rank and where do we rank versus our competition. So I'm quite happy with where we are. I'm very optimistic about the future and very ambitious into what new solutions we want to introduce. Something very important for you to know is that customers are at the heart of everything that we do. We really put customers, at the core of everything that we plan and everything that we want to work on, because we are on a mission to turn the organization into becoming a customer-centric one. So to give you an example, during the COVID-19 quarantine period, what we've did is we've come up with an initiative called Shop at Home, which includes a suite of products and services and solutions tailored towards existing and potential customers. So example of those would be test drive at home, anytime and anywhere you request for a test drive, we come to you. Door-to-door service maintenance at any time, we come to you at home, we pick up your vehicle, we take it for service maintenance and we bring it back. Finance solutions where you will be able to calculate your EMI on a monthly basis and even apply for a loan from banks in which you will get a reply within 30 minutes period. Doing video call with sales consultants at any time, you will be able to speak to a sales consultant through a video call channel. I mean, a lot of solutions that are available out there, and they've been rolled out in every market in the AMI region. And you just need to go to our platform, our website, and you will be able to see all those solutions being applied over there. Rolling out digital solutions is not rocket science. Anybody can do that. The key here is ensuring that you are launching the right digital solutions to the right customers based on the right needs of those customers. So when you launch a digital solution, you would be doing one part when launching it. The most important part is when you're really looking at the data, the performance of those digital solutions, if they're delivering on the intended objective from when you launch them, if they're creating that happiness and customer centricity with the users of those solutions, and finally, more important is your organization buying in those digital solutions, and then is everybody, including especially the frontliners, speaking the same language about those solutions, creating awareness around them, getting the buy-in in them. Because if you don't create those, no matter what you try to create, it will not work. And we're seeing a lot of organizations doing that, enforcing digital solutions at customers when they don't need them, or actually they're not comfortable using those solutions. That actually creates much more pain points and much more dissociation with the brand and the organization. So that's something to really be careful about. I haven't walked into a bank's branch for the last 5 years because I've been doing everything online. Suddenly, 2 weeks ago, I decided to go there because I needed to do a transfer and I needed to get the transfer slip. Walk inside the branch, start looking around for the transfer slip, couldn't find it. Went to the teller, and this is where my shock came in that they don't have those slips anymore. I will need to go back home, go to their website, download the document, fill it out, and then bring it back to the showroom. This was just, non-common sense. So I told them, I'm already in the showroom. Is it possible to give me that slip or direct me to an area inside the branch where I can download the document? And they said, no, that's not possible. I need to go back home. See, the issue with this is while they're trying to do a great solution, digitizing the bank, they've done it in the wrong way. So whoever put the process did not actually think about how a customer goes through his or her journey, and that created much more friction and much more frustration. I literally was in shock that they're forcing this on me. I will give you other examples. My parents are in town, 80 years old and 75 years old. I went with them to the restaurant and I asked for the menus, and this is where I was told that I need to scan the QR code to see the menu on my mobile phone. I told them that's not a problem for me, but that's going to be an issue for my parents who have small screens on their mobile phones. How are they supposed to read the menu? And this is where I asked them for the menus, and they got me the menus. The thing is, you cannot enforce a certain solution on customers. You can give it to them as an option, but you cannot enforce it. When you enforce it, you create more hate with your brand or your organization. Again, as I said, I have many examples. A sports footwear brand launched their WhatsApp shop a couple of days ago. I got excited about the idea. I went there. Horrible experience, absolutely horrible. And this is what led me to actually tweet them and tell them, why are you launching such a solution if you're not ready for it? Why? You created more disappointment than anything ever. You made a joke out of yourself when you're spending money on doing a campaign promoting that new solution you're happy about, but you're not able to handle it. So be careful out there. Please do not get excited about the world of digital if you're not ready to handle it. This is extremely important because it will backfire at you and it will actually drive away customers rather than bring them towards you. Remember this, one negative comment from a customer goes to 100 people, whereas one positive comment from a customer reaches 2 people only. as great as it is when any company that grows, unfortunately they fall into the trap of something we call silos. What happens is every department start working on their own without sharing with each other the plan that they are doing, and this is what creates more friction, and this is what creates more less seamless experiences for customers. That's something that organizations should watch out for, because the more they move into a silo mode, the more actually this brings them this drives their forward thinking backwards. The more they will start feeling that one department is tapping into the other department. That was one of my biggest challenges when I initiated the customer experience department at Nissan. We had to really get the buy-in of every single department and prove to them that we're actually not coming to take their jobs or not coming to take their responsibilities from their department. What we're actually doing is doing this for the benefit of the customers. When we all work together in a better way, when we all share all our plans together, number one, the cost will decrease. Number two, the performance will increase. And number three, there will be more alignment within the organization, because all of us would be working towards one goal and speaking one language and really putting the customer at the heart of everything that we're planning on doing. I'm going to turn the question around and let me tell you that without customer experience, companies might cease to exist in the future, Charles. I think the COVID-19 proved that customer experience is of essence to organizations. And to be very honest with you, COVID-19 proved that customer experience does not require the big budgets that are out there. If you have the right plans in mind, if you have the right objectives in mind, if you have the right talents in place, and if you are monitoring the data in a proper manner. It's a wrong notion to say that customer experience costs a lot, because we were able to implement so many solutions with very small budgets and really achieve high results. So no, it's not costly. It is costly on an organization not to engage in customer experience transformation plans. That's definite, and that's for sure. We've seen many organizations. There is an organization in the UK that refused to move into the e-commerce platform. They were doing about 1.5 million pounds per year. They've gone bust. They've shut down completely. And it made the news all over LinkedIn and the social media and all of that. So customer experience is of essence to organizations, and they cannot afford not to engage in it. And no, it doesn't cost much. I would like to ask our viewers one thing. What was the last best experience you've gone through? The last best experience you've had with an organization. Why? Because the customer experience you should create in the company you're working in should either exceed or match that best experience you've encountered yourself. This is what you should benchmark at.